Hello, people that watch videos. Here's a video for people. So, still doing the same thing with the 5-star stories kit, but I'm kind of doing some kind of like tests slash exercises, see if some things work that I want to do with it. And they did. I did the slap chop method stuff, which I may have covered actually briefly in a prior video, but I've done several models after and really happy with the technique. And just gonna call dibs on this video, and that means no one else can do it, right? If you call dibs, isn't that how it works? That I'm gonna be the first person to do a big giant fucking kit with that style. There's some new ones in here, like my black crab the air that's not black, as someone on Reddit pointed out. Good job, there's blue in it. It's not black, but that's its name, so don't fucking yell at me, I didn't name it. Anyway, yeah, we did a little of that. We've been doing a little of that for a couple of days. And I'm getting to that point where I get antsy because some things need to be organized and cleaned. And I realized that, for one thing, like, I can't deal with all these paints all over my shit. Just piles of paints, and it's driving me nuts. And I'm gonna do something about all of the paint issues that bother me. And one issue is there's too fucking many of them. Because, like, there's just piles of paints on my shit, and that's not cool. I don't like that. I don't like piles of stuff on my desk. It drives me fucking crazy. I can't fucking deal with it. So we're gonna deal with that. And part of the way that we deal with that is there are probably some paints back there that are no good. That means they're gonna get thrown in the trash. Actually, I'm not gonna throw them in the trash. I'm gonna wash out those bottles and save those bottles because I want to keep a uniform sized bottles. I was gonna do big bottles because the Liquitex makes lots of paint, but little bottles are easy to easy access, you know. But we're gonna do something about all that. And then I'm like, well, while I'm at it, you know, the other problem is with paints is, like, you can't ever trust the label. It's a liar. Whether it's like the picture of the paint on the bottle or whether it's just like they put a name like glistening blood. Like, it's red, dude. I know you're trying to be cool and stuff, and sometimes it is cool, don't get me wrong, but like, if you're trying to like not be a dummy with paint like I am sometimes, it's like it's easier for me to know the name of the actual color, but they don't want to do that, and it's fine. Some people like that, and in some aspects I guess I dig it, because when I see a paint labeled leather, I'm gonna know that it's for painting like leather colored things. So there are worse crimes in this world, but at the end of the day, before you're gonna do a project, you really need to know what's in that bottle. What's it look like in that bottle? And, you know, usually I'll do some stuff to some subjects, like Mr. Hoot Owl here has gotten some tests. But he needs to be reserved for tests of mixing the paint to see what the final result is. He does not need to be wasted on what color is actually in this bottle. That's the stupidest thing ever. And honestly, for what I've done here, I can't fault the paint manufacturers for not doing what I did, because in order to get it to be an accurate representation, you have to hand paint the bottle tip top. And that's what we have been doing in here. And yeah, so it's not just painting the top of the bottle. Yes, that's part of it. Some of these, you know, you're gonna paint over a specific, or over like the same color. Like all of my speed paints, I painted over a white primer to accurately show it with the color the brightest, because there are some similarities. Some shit looks exactly the fucking same. Anyway, and then with the Turbo Dorks, they definitely don't look the same, but there's, you know, it's hard to capture the color. You know what? And I give them credit, not just because I love them, but because, like, how do you honestly name a paint, like the name on the bottle, when it's like two different colors in the bottle, depending on what you painted on, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a little tricky to deal with. So I have to deal with that. I want to deal with that. I want to, like, have visually referenceable information. So that's what we've done. So starting right off the top there, from actually, I have to come back to the front. Let's start at the back. To the front here, you know, with the Turbo Dorks, they're going to tell you on the label, what to paint it over a pink undercoat. So the first thing I did was make sure that the cap was the color that it asked me to paint it, so that it would accurately reflect the color as the manufacturer states it needs to be. Also, yes, I know I did a really shitty job painting these, but I didn't make it to make it look pretty for you. That's what this is for. Sorry, I got a lot to do. I don't have a lot of time to make a nice clean coat on every single thing. So some of these are a little sloppy. So, I mean, deal with it. But you still can tell the color, right? So, like, this does help a little bit for these. Like, what's the difference between Hotline and Turbo? Well, I mean, yeah, there's a little bit. Hotline's a little darker, so now you know. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, with the color shifts, they need to be painted over a black coat because it's just how color shifts work. And now you can accurately reflect and see the color that's supposed to be Cloud 9 because it's over a black background. And the cool thing about doing it this way, because like I've seen some printables, some 3D printables on Thingiverse to put little like orc heads on your bottles, and those are cool, but the bottle gives you a good surface to test paint on because you've got the little ridges, which are very similar to lines on models, and you have a flat surface to see how it looks on a level surface because light changes how it looks depending on the surface that it's on, and it gives you a nice cross-sectional profile of all those characteristics. And yeah, so it's pretty much what we did with the Turbo Dorks here, and it's pretty self-explanatory, full color spectrum here. And then you get back to the Zenishifts, and that's when you have to paint the bottle half black, half white, because they show different colors, as you saw in my other horrible previous video I did. I'm trying to do a better job this time, and then on that other showcasing of paints video, because it was just a mess. Anyway, but yeah, you can see with that, I'm like, now I can demonstrate the differences because of the color shift to know what's in that bottle. And some of them you can see are a huge difference. You know what? You can't rip on this one for not having just a normal name, because it's like a salmon color on white and blue on black, and then good old rainbow roll. You can't really name that a color. It's Pocahontas. It's paint with all the colors of the wind and shit. And yeah, but yeah, it's very helpful. And very easy to tell now when I look at the bottle. Now I'm doing this under this light on my desk because I do need a better lit room, and up on that wall where I store them, it was hard to see very well, so we need a bright light. I need to fix that. That's another problem that needs to be solved. And then we go over here to the speed paints, and I did them all over a white background because I just wanted consistency, and the bottle didn't say otherwise. I follow whatever the manufacturer tells me to do, and that's good enough. And I know, listen, I don't want to rip speed paints because they have acknowledged like the speed paints 2.0 is going to be better, but is that not the exact same fucking color blue? It looks like it to me. So I guess maybe some of these I'm going to shelve because there's not a huge difference, guys. On some of these, which, that accurately helps me understand that doing this, because like I read the bottle and it's like, it's not telling me like, what even is this here? This here, it looks like an orange, I guess. What's the name of it? Hardened leather? Well, I guess it is. Back to my original point, but like now my eyeballs are kind of seeing as more of an orange. I don't know, but I guess on a darker surface too, it does a little bit more. But like, does this look like an orange and a leather compared to each other? I think I think this guy here might get shelved, or maybe this, because these two really look identical. What's this one called? Sand Golan. You're the same thing as leather. I'm probably gonna shelf you. But hey, like I said, I'm going to give them a chance on the new ones because apparently they've noticed this. They've acknowledged this. I guess there's going to be better differentiation or something on 2.0. I'm going to check it out. I like the product, by the way. It's amazing, and it lets me do amazing things. It's just, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. Some of these colors are pretty close. Anyway, and then on the back with the yellow tips, because again, for visual differentiation, and I also work without my glasses on, and therefore these could look really close to a speed wash. These are actual washes. That's why they have a yellow tip, so I can tell them what they are with my glasses. And I kind of tried to cover up a red cap with white paint, and it didn't work so great, but you can still tell that's a blue wash. Good enough. You can still tell that's a pretty dark wash, and a brown wash, and a light tone. And then this is obviously red. I don't know what this one is. It's like I'm debunking my own theory. This is a strong tone. Okay, it looks like dark red to me, but whatever. Oh yeah, this is the white paint. Of the speed paint. It doesn't have a yellow cap. But yeah, I'm proving my point here. I think this is a good system. Maybe I'm proving my point. It makes sense to me. If it makes sense to you, consider doing this. Yes, it's a huge pain in the ass. Yes, it means you're not going to get to work on projects for a couple of days if you try to really tackle this. But I feel like you benefit as an artist to be able to like easily pick out your colors quicker. I like this system. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the next couple of days. If you don't see any like projects on my Insta or my YouTube per se, I do need to acknowledge in this video that I have been asked by so many people on Reddit to make a video showcasing how to make my famous hot sauces. I guess a lot of people are really interested in that. I've already filmed the footage, just so if you see this, I didn't forget you, but I do need to edit it because I didn't talk when I made the food, because it's easy to do this stupid crap and talk, but it's hard to make food and talk and do stupid crap. So I'm going to have to like record the audio and then like put it on top of it. And then I can release that video to you guys. So I didn't forget you. Don't worry. I gotcha. And then the other thing that I was going to talk about, because I was like, you know what? Get the important informational stuff out so people have that. So then you can act like an idiot after the fact. So if people don't want to hear you act like an idiot, at least it's at the end of the video. But I mean, I could be acting dumber. I could be somebody crying on Instagram right now about fucking AI art. Listen, okay? Here's the thing. Why am I even discussing this? Because like, yes, I know Instagram is owned by Facebook, but it tends to be a younger demographic. So I tend to hope and expect that you guys will behave better than boomers. But when I see the same post over and over again, with the same copy and pasted text, it looks just like your fucking grandma talking about like, Facebook has agreed to take my pictures, and if I post this magical text, because what is it, magic? You post these texts, you really think that that shit is going to be legally binding so they don't own your pictures and your texts? You put it on their fucking website. Genius. But I see the same shit with AI art today. And I'm disappointed in a lot of y'all. And I'm only just disappointed that I'm too small to get canceled for having this spicy opinion, because I'm just a fucking nobody with like 450 followers. But honestly, you guys should know better than this. And I'm not just posting this to rag on y'all, because I mean, I am ragging on y'all, but I'm doing this for your benefit, because, you know, I've seen this shit happen since long before I've been alive. Like, they were doing this shit whenever movies converted to having sound versus a guy with piano play over it. Oh no, voice actors are gonna put all the piano players out of work. Oh no, this printing press is gonna kill the lost art of handwriting. Like, it's the same fucking shit. You guys don't do this shit. Don't do this. Don't. You know better. You should know better. This is called a moral panic. And, you know, like, I see people posting like, this is gonna, you know, take my work that I get as doing this job as an artist and shit. And it's like, really? Like, you have so little faith in your craft that you think some shitty little AI is gonna copy you. Either you have so little faith in your art, or you have so much faith in AI replacing you. I really don't know what that says more about which. Honestly, where you at there? And you know, like, and then the other thing bitching about, like, I didn't give it permission to use my copyrighted works to train the AI, but it's like, honestly, the AI is taking that and as a reference material to understand it to make its own art. How is that any different than when you were in high school and you wanted to you wanted to be Limp Bizkit, so you made a shitty little local band and you had some little dork with turntables and you tried to be Limp Bizkit? How is that any fucking difference? It's called an homage. It's called being a fan. It's called you're learning from it. It's not copying your art. There's already stupid legal laws in the legal system today over how much percentage of an art has to be exactly the same as an original before it becomes copyright infringement. And honestly, the rules and the laws are already stupid enough, because they're, you know, getting weaponized by Disney and Games Workshop to fuck people over. We don't need them to be more stringent. We don't need them to be more strict. Don't go down that fucking road, you know, because I'm seeing actually artists and creators right now, one of which I want to give a shout out, and I hope he doesn't get backlash from my stupid words, but nobody watches these videos, who cares, is the Polygon Masterworks. This dude is the one who made this robot right here. And what's he doing right now? He's using AI to make his own concept art, and he's going to say like cross Evangelion with like Zeta Era Gundam, and making custom art with the AI, but he's not using that as the art. He's actually going to use it as concept to make 3D sculpts of these things. So it's like, it's his concept artist for him to make new, cooler stuff. And I mean, that's the lesson here. Jesus Christ. A typewriter didn't make Stephen King any less of an author because he didn't use a pen. Cocaine might have had an influence, but I digress. Stop being a fucking baby about AI shit. I am telling you this for your benefit, because you now have the opportunity to go and delete that stupid fucking post that you posted before South Park makes fun of you next week. Because that shit's coming and everyone's going to laugh at you. And then they're all going to go look on Instagram and be like, hey, did I see Cum Guzzler Art post this? And if you saw this video and you learned something and you deleted it, they'll be like, oh, I guess you didn't do it. You're welcome. That's it. Period. The end. This has been another stupid video that you watched by me. It was dumb, but I hope at least it was entertaining and maybe you like this idea. So I'm going to go do my cardio exercise, and you guys have a good day.